So here we are looking at some part 2 training.
So
So we're going to
this is
start
it,
here
part
from
2 test.
Cobridge Test Centre,
Gonna take you around
and
some of the
what
roads
you'll
I've checked out.
see
We're
is
gonna do
the
2 minutes,
drive,
okay, yeah?
and you'll
See
be
where
able
we
to
go.
see the trainee, but you can just see the top of their head now, but you will be able to see all their
So
head
when you're ready,
in a
move off
second.
top of the road to
And
the
we're
right.
going to go around some of the areas that you may get on your part 2 test, and what we're looking for are faults that the trainee might make. So going to start now. So a little bit there that I noticed was that we were beginning to move when the blind spot was checked. And it's really important to make sure use that POM routine, so that's prepare, observe and move. Make sure the blind spot is the final thing you check just before you move. Now I want you to have a look here on the mirror checks. Okay, and we were discussing this at the end of the lesson, that the mirror checks here are like all the mirror checks. But for example, this one here, we're going to go left. You can see we've got the center mirror and the left mirror, and then the signal. So this is more controlled, but checking all the mirrors is a very common fault. But you want to manage the risk by checking the mirrors that really matter. So that was good mirror checks there as you move around the vehicles. And then we're going to pull up, so we've been told to pull up safely when convenient on the left. So everything all good. Okay. And then we're going to move off again. And what we're doing now is, don't really need to look down, we just need to look there, make sure it's clear. A lot of wobbling of the head, we need to keep it a bit more, focused, and then moving off. So here we are, carrying out the pull up on the right maneuver. So really important on this one to make sure that you get your car straight, and then they're told you're going to reverse back in a straight line, couple of car lengths with effective observation, keeping the car reasonably close to the curb. Okay, a little tip would be always try and look behind 60%, in front 20, and more in the blind spot. So if you look here, the not really checking the blind spot. We're looking a bit, that's better, but right over. So keep looking, looking. Okay, so not bad. And then when you carry on, make sure you do a big blind spot because you're moving back into the other side of the road. There you go.
next road on your right, please.
So I want you to look really carefully at the trainee's face. Okay, we're going to go through some unmarked crossroads, and there is no observation to the left or right. It's like they don't really exist. Like they're totally unaware of the unmarked crossroads. So this would potentially and probably most likely be a foul.
Go left here, please. And then at the top of the road, we're going to go right.
Very common to make this mistake, very easy to sort, but very silly to foul on. Okay, so this road, can you see the sign, what the road is? So it's a one-way street. None of these were being observed. You will always pretty much go right at the one-way street, because why wouldn't you? And look at us now, we're in the wrong lane. There is actually a vehicle, which I was looking out for, a blue vehicle on our right that was in the correct position. So this is definitely a foul.
Right at the top of the road again. Top of the road to the left. And then straight ahead of this roundabout and straight ahead at the second roundabout. And then at the top of the road you want to go right. want to take your next road on the left. Then I want you to pull up just in front of this van, please. Okay, that'll do you. Great. Right, so when you're ready, pull alongside this van and reverse park it. Okay. Okay, carry on when you're ready, top of the road to the right. Okay, so at the top of the road here, we're going to go left and then immediately right. straight ahead here, that's the first exit. This roundabout, take your first exit left.
A little bit of confusion here. You're joining the actual carriageway, so it might be my instructions, but from here you want to join the carriageway because you're going right at the roundabout.
Okay, then at the roundabout coming up, we're going to go right, second exit. Join the tour carriageway. Then at the roundabout, I'm going to go right, second
cruise control fitted to your vehicle, then use it. Don't be asked to show how to use it, just use it, especially on a road like this.
then come off the next slip road and then go right at the roundabout, heading towards Hamley.
So at the end of this video, I take a drive around these parts and you can see that there is a better, more efficient way to carry out these roundabouts. So left is best. Once you come off, you're in the right lane, then do get over into your left, unless you're told to stay in the right, but generally get over to the left.
Then you want to follow signs for city centre. It's on the left.
Driver instructors always have this saying, 2 lanes go in the same direction, it's better to stay in the left of the 2. So on this one we didn't, and again I go over this at the end of this video, but you can see now we are in the inside of the roundabout. We want to come off, so there's much more work to be done to check to see if it's safe. Keep an eye on the trainee's eyes there, looking at the mirrors there, but there's a lot going on where he's having to think and get over, especially after this. You're following the signs for city centre. Now that's in the middle lane, so we move over, but it seems to me that because of the distraction and thinking about lanes, that we're not thinking about the boards that tell us what lanes that we should be in, and we end up going into the left lane. But at this point here we realise, and then we get over. That wouldn't be such a problem because the mirror checks were done and it was clear. So, but awareness and planning is something you really need to get very good at.
then you want to go left here. Traffic lights left. Then take the next road on your left. And then pull up on the left here.
What's that big stick pull? I don't know if he's don't want to damage your car.
So just get up in there. Go on. Stop here for a second. Okay, that do you? Right, how did that go for you? What do you reckon?
Sorry. Yeah.
Done.
I'm sure you can tell me, but things I noticed is A500 on the roundabout. I stayed in that line. I thought there was a roundabout coming up because I didn't know the area.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Maybe the bloom scenario should have slowed down. I don't know.
Oh, right.
I don't know that, but I'm sure you can point things out.
So, if this has gone right, you should be able to look back at this, and I'll put notes in where the things happen, right? Yeah. So first of all, MSM, mirror signal maneuver, right? Yeah. So areas that you want to check your mirrors are speeding up, slowing down. There's a little bit of a weakness there. Okay, but you should be able to see that. And then say you're turning left. A lot of the times it's pretty good checking the mirrors, but sometimes you're doing a bit of a trip. So if you're going left, you'll go that mirror, the right mirror, and then come back in. I'm thinking, well, why are you bothering? Why not just
noticed that myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then changing position. So if you ever look, sometimes it's okay, and sometimes the mirror checks aren't there, but that's got to be lifted.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Then you probably wouldn't have noticed this, right? Yeah. There was an area when we came down Victoria Road, and then we're heading into Fenton, and I took you down them small streets.
Yes.
Okay. There was 2 unmarked junctions. Okay. So you know what an unmarked junction is? I know it's like unmarked.
Yeah, and I didn't.
But you didn't look. You just kept your eyes focused ahead. Okay. So it could be your first foul.
Okay.
Yeah. Then we came out of there. We did it right. That was well done. Difficult junction to come out into Fenton, through Longton, and then I said keep in the right because we were going up that hill. And then I said take that next little road on the left. What kind of road was that? One way.
Okay.
So if you're turning right in a one way, where should your position be?
If I'm turning right into it.
No, you've turned left. Sorry, guys. If you turn left into one way at the end of the one-way street.
Towards the right.
Yeah.
Not the left.
And you wasn't. And then we had that blue car that was in the correct position, and they were a little bit confused.
Okay.
That would have been definitely a foul, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we carried on, I just noticed, and you should be able to see this on the video, the reverse park, there was kind of no blind spot before we pulled off next to it, and then a little bit of a distance from the curb. You want to just tighten that up a bit, yeah? Then we carried on, then we went to the dual carriageway. There wasn't such a big issue with the lanes, yeah? It might be my instructions, but it's always going to be onto the carriageway, right? But the next one was Bathford roundabout. So when we came off at Bathford roundabout, what you'll notice is both the right and the left lane go right.
Yeah.
If you was in the left lane, that would have put you in a much better position to come off. It wouldn't have left all this gap here.
Got you.
I don't know whether that would have failed or not because your mirror checks were there, but I just think you could have made it a little bit more.
So, but coming up there, stay in the left lane, and it goes right round. Is that what you're saying?
Okay,
Yeah.
and you'll see that. And then you've got when you come off, I think it was called Uchuria Road, isn't it? When you come off the Bathford roundabout, you just stayed in the right, and then I had to say to him to see.
Yeah.
So your normal driving position is in the left.
You've always told me that. Yeah.
Unless you're told to stay in the right, yeah? So then, Festival Park roundabout. So this was the same things with your lanes. So if you remember me saying, there's 2 lanes going in the same direction. Better to be in the left of the 2. Because what happened was, we was in the right, and then when you come off, you've got, if it's a busier day, because it's not that busy today, but if it's a busier day, there's going to be all traffic on that side. It's going to make more work for yourself. Then that kind of put you into a little bit of an area where, when I was saying city centre, straight ahead, you went into the left lane, but you wasn't really looking at the signs until you got there, and then you realised it was straight ahead. But again, I don't think that would fail you because your mirror checks were there, no one was affected. But that comes under sort of awareness and planning. You can make that a lot smoother. And then we got, what was that? Left? Yeah, that was it. Yep, that was it. So the big ones would have been unmarked roads and the one-way street, and the positioning.
That unmarked roads, where we turned left and that guy was sat on the floor.
Yeah.
I was conscious of that, but it was after. I
I
thought about it afterwards. Yeah.
It was a bit further on, but that's a big one right there. Unmarked junctions. People don't really think about unmarked junctions. They think they're on the road and they've got priority, but it is if there's road markings. But if there's no road markings, then really no one's got priority.
And what do you do? Just slow it down and
just look
both ways.
I don't even think your speed was an issue. No. I think it was that your eyes were just there. You wasn't aware. If you just turn your head, clear, then I think that would have been That would have been fine. Right, so I'm hoping. So if you have a look at this, while we was just travelling to Bathford, right, sometimes you get asked to go right and then go back on yourself, right, yeah? So you can bring your pupils down here and then come round here, okay? So what's your feeling now the speed is? What do you think the speed is right now?
My feeling?
Yeah, just go with it and say a word.
Would be 30.
Yeah, okay? But it looks like a slip road.
Yeah.
So people think it's faster. They think it's 50.
Yeah.
Sometimes they see the 50 in front and go back there 50, but it's not. It's 30 until here. Okay?
Yeah.
So these areas are really good places to take your pupils. Test them. If you think they're really good at speed control and what have you, something like that just catches them out. I had a girl, she was so nice, she was such a good driver, and she went on that, and that's how she failed.
Yeah, I can see that ahead and think, oh, this is 50.
Okay, so we're just going to go through these the last bit that you went through, and because you're sitting in the passenger seat, have a look at the markings and signs, right? Yeah. So obviously we're coming off here, and we're going to head down to city centre, which is your right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm coming off, but you went straight off into the right lane, which sometimes I really like because it cuts it out. But here, look at the road signs and markings. I think we're heading for the east one. Can you see?
Yeah.
A53 east.
Yeah.
A53 east.
Got you both ways.
So when there are two lanes, both going in the same, it's like a spiral roundabout, and what it will do, it will make your life easier, right? Yeah. So what do I mean by that? Is as you go into the middle lane, you was in that lane, in the right lane, okay? So if I'm here, that left lane goes off down here. Look where I am now.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry so much about vehicles on my left. Okay? When you came off, you was over there.
Yeah.
So vehicles like me that were doing it correct, I'm gonna get caught. Right here, nothing said to you. Your normal driving position
Okay.
is here.
Yeah.
Okay? If someone says to you, for example, the examiner says to you, no, just stay in the right lane, then they're giving you the direct instruction, and that's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
But for us, this is our normal one. Then we're following signs for city centre. You can see it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I get over lane. Now, on this one, I was watching you, and then because you were thinking right, you were thinking that one, wasn't you?
Yeah. Same again, if both are in the same direction, left hand.
Yeah. And this is like really a good foundation to think.
Yeah.
You know, especially when it comes to teaching your pupils, because it cuts down the risk. So at this point here, you were going round here, but look what the roundabout's done to me. It's pushed me out.
Yeah.
Right? Then I can give the signal here. But your point, you was over there.
Same problem as previous.
Same problem.
Yeah.
But I'm now here. Yeah?
You have told me about this before. You used an example coming off there, up there.
Exactly. Yeah.
You did tell me.
Yeah. So these are the ones now you've got your test book. You want to just keep focusing.
Yeah.
Now, if you ever look here, last time, because you've got to get over, it gives you less time to be aware of where you're going.
Yeah.
And then you was in there. But like I say, if you find yourself in that left lane and you really can't get over, then just go left.
Okay.
Right? Because rather than bullying and pushing people over and slowing them down, which can, end up failing you, just go left and go round the roundabout. But on your one, it was different. There wasn't anyone there. You check your mirrors. Fine.
And would that be a fail? Or?
I don't think so, to be honest with you, because if you look at the number 2 fail rate in the country, the number 2 thing that fails, across the country, it's mirrors changing position. Yeah. But so if you give yourself an example here, right? Yeah. If I'm gonna change lanes into my right lane and I don't check my mirrors, there's a simple foul, isn't there? Because I'm not checking before I move, right? Yeah. If you've made the mistake and you're in the wrong lane and you need to change over, but your mirror checks are effective and you don't affect anyone, then that can't be a foul. Yeah.
Okay.
But where it normally starts is like the awareness and planning and not being in the wrong lane. If you're thinking ahead a lot of the time, you should always be in the correct lane. Like here, that's one of the reasons why, obviously, travelling around, learning these roads, learning the area. But the other skill is, because you're not always going to be driving in this area, is just look at the clues. Like here, the clues are, I'm in a one-way street.
Yeah.
And then I'm picking out that there's a zebra crossing, but that guy's not going to be there before me, so that's fine. And then I'm going left at the roundabout, so you can check my mirrors, but I might say, well, I'm just going to hang on for a second. No, there's no one there. I'm going to signal now. Observation, get looking early. Got 1, 2, 3 cars. There's a potential gap maybe after that. Done. And then next road.
And would that, what you've just done there, that sort of timing, would that be okay?
Yeah, that's fine, yeah. Not affecting anyone. The way to look at it is anyone affected, right? And they call it slow down, speed or stop. So slow down, skid or stop, yeah? Okay. So if you look when you're driving to work this week, when you pull out of junctions, if you see the vehicle and you think, I've made them come off their gas, slow down a bit, then that's not what you want to be doing. If that's not affected and you can just slip out, that's fine. So here, I want to change lane, so nice and positive, middle mirror, right mirror. I'm going to give a signal. Now you see here, these chevrons, they're broken. It's perfectly fine to just go.
I didn't on that.
I know. You waited a bit and it didn't affect anything. But if you can get the chance and go over, that's fine.
Is that okay in your test?
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. New road. That's the week. Remember I said to you earlier, the week one. New road, new mirror check.
Yeah.
Done. So, and if you notice that I pulled you up quite a few times, right? Yeah. So you normally find, probably going to get pulled up 3, 4, maybe 5 times, right? Yeah. So it's what they call safe, legal, and convenient parking, right? Yeah. So the examiner may say to you, pull up where you think it's safe, legal, and convenient. So before you check your mirrors, before you do anything, look. I've now seen the place I want to stop at. I'm checking my mirrors. I think, yep, I'm definitely going to give a signal because that's going to help him. And then come in slower using that little mirror. Can you see?
Yeah.
Rather than so far away from that.
Okay.
Once you've stopped, handbrake on. And if you notice, there was a couple of points when you'd stopped and I just kept really quiet. It's because you hadn't turned off your signal. And they don't want to sort of say, oh, you haven't turned off your signal, because that's fouling you, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they just keep quiet. Done. And then carry on when you're ready. This car, you don't have to do anything. Once it's in gear, it's all fine. Checking the noise. What do you say? Once you get into this car and realise that once you've stopped to go again, you just look, decide if you need a signal and go. So it's quite a relaxed way of driving, and then it gives you plenty of time to do all your like observations and stuff.
So here, you've done that. Is it mirror and over your shoulder again?
No, not here, just mirrors.
Just mirrors.
Yeah,
Right.
don't need to check over your shoulder. You're already in that position on the road, you see. And so, like here, if I'm going to go left, so now mirror, that's fine.
There's a time or two I found myself having a glance here as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's, I can see everything that's there. I'm fine. These junctions here, you just want to go really slow. Lots of steering. Done. And then just pull up on the right. Just busy around here, isn't it? Then once you've stopped, handbrake on, and then done. Right, so what I'll do, if I put that together, right, yeah, and then you can watch it, and then, are we okay for next week?
Yeah, champion.
Yeah, so we keep on going now, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to Italy, I think,